Right now at noon, the Postmaster General is testifying in front of senators following his controversial changes to the United States Postal Service ahead of the November election. And several colleges across the country are shutting down before school even starts. What plans UW Chancellor Rebecca Blank has in place to keep the UW open.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Friday afternoon. Another warm and sunny day across southern Wisconsin. So what's in store for the weekend? Let's head to the Weather Center with meteorologist Aaron White has a look at your first WARN forecast. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, we have a great day coming our way. A lot of sunshine expected as we look live over Madison right now. It's a great afternoon to be on Lake Mendota as we have all that sunshine. Temperatures are already up into the upper 70s and even some areas into the lower 80s now. In Madison, 79 degrees, 82 by about 2 o'clock this afternoon. I think we will see a high today around 85, but you'll already notice some areas are into the 80s. 81 in Janesville, 84 in Boscobel, 79 for Lone Rock, and 77 in the Dells. And we are going to see a fairly warm weekend ahead of us as we see highs in the mid to upper 80s Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is a chance of storms late Saturday into early Sunday. But after we get through the weekend, we're talking about some downright hot conditions by the middle of the next week, and I'll have a look at that in the extended forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Aaron. Right now, senators, including Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson, are grilling Postmaster General Louis DeJoy about the Postal Service's changes and cuts. DeJoy made the changes just before millions of Americans are expected to mail in ballots ahead of the upcoming November election. He then announced on Tuesday that he was suspending the controversial changes until after the election in order to, quote, avoid even the appearance of any impact on election mail.
Will you commit there will be no post office closures or suspensions before November 3rd?
I confirm post office closures was not a directive I gave. I gave. That was around before I got it. There's a process to that. When I found out about it and it had the reaction that we did, I've suspended that until after the election.
Postal workers have been sounding alarms over delayed delivery times and the removal of high-speed letter sorters that could affect mail and voting, as well as prescription drug deliveries and other important mail. The Democratic National Convention wrapped up last night with Joe Biden accepting his party's presidential nomination. Bafta Yaman is in Washington, D.C. with highlights from the former vice president's speech and a look ahead to next week's Republican convention.
The fireworks over the Wilmington skyline signaled the end of the Democratic convention. Democrats' 2020 candidate for president, Joe Biden, provided some fireworks of his own as he accepted the party's nomination.
Our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect us.
Biden spent a good portion of his 25-minute speech focused on the coronavirus pandemic.
The president still does not have a plan. Well, I do. If I'm your president, on day one, we'll implement the national strategy I've been laying out since March.
And he promised to be a president for the whole country, not just Democrats.
We can choose a different path and together take this chance to heal, to reform, to unite, a path of hope and light. This is a life-changing election.
Republicans agree this is a critical election. That's why the Trump administration says it's fighting to stop the expansion of mail-in voting.
Very little accountability. That's why we're in courts, houses across the country. We're going to defend the integrity of the ballot, and we're going to win a victory on November 3rd.
The theme of next week's Republican National Convention is honoring the great American story, with featured speakers each night. Republicans plan to highlight President Trump's accomplishments during his first 4 years in office.
The choice here is between a president who's rebuilt our military, revived our economy, stood by all our liberties, stood for law and order, and Joe Biden and the Democratic Party that have been overtaken by the radical left.
President Trump will deliver his speech on the White House's South Lawn Thursday night. Bafta Imam, CBS News, Washington.
And coming up tonight on News 3 at 6, our Amy Reed has a reality check on speeches made at the DNC, as well as statements made by Vice President Mike Pence and President Donald Trump during their visits to Wisconsin earlier this week. Again, that's coming up tonight at 6. Right now in Wisconsin, 68,542 positive cases of COVID-19 have been reported, including 1,074 deaths. Wisconsin Department of Health Services says over 59,000 of those positive cases have recovered, but just over 8,000 remain active. Colleges all over the United States are facing challenges as coronavirus cases continue to rise. At least 17 states have reported positive cases on campuses. At Purdue University in Indiana, 36 students were suspended for holding a party in violation of the university's health rules. At Penn State University, a party outside a freshman dorm was broken up by campus police. And at Syracuse University, hundreds of freshman students, many without masks, were seen gathered together on the quad. Now, the university says it may have to shut down campus before classes even start. Students attending UW-Madison are coming back to campus, and campus leaders are addressing how they are restarting the school year. Chancellor Rebecca Blank says that the campus will be providing a public dashboard of COVID cases on campus that will be published daily. She says UW-Madison will be providing regular testing and contact tracing to students, messaging students daily about health protocols, and having universal mask wearing. Blank says that the UW is doing things way differently than the campuses that have had to shut down before schools even started.
We have some different protocols in place than those schools did. Neither Notre Dame nor UNC had any broad testing plans. They were only testing asymptomatic individuals, and we're doing something much broader than that. There are other ways in which our protocols differ, but we are going to be watching carefully.
After UW-Madison's Thanksgiving break, students will go virtual for 2 weeks before the semester ends. State regulators have extended a ban on utility disconnections in Wisconsin during the coronavirus pandemic. The Public Service Commission voted to continue a moratorium on shutoffs until October 1st. That will temporarily prevent more than 93,000 customers from losing their utility service next month. A PSC survey of nearly 200 utilities show about a third of Wisconsin's 1.4 million households are behind on their utility bills. While Madison Hospital is celebrating a milestone in the fight against COVID-19, Meritor announced that Donald Keller of Baraboo went home yesterday afternoon after fighting the coronavirus. That makes him the 150th patient discharged from the hospital after successfully battling COVID-19. Meritor says it admitted its first patient on March 16th and has had at least one COVID-19 patient in its hospital every day since. Meritor is reminding people to continue to follow public health guidelines, including social distancing, wearing a mask, and practicing good hand hygiene. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Don't even consider going to your next potluck dinner or family get-together without this. Wonder what it is?
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
If a physical or emotional condition keeps you from working, Social Security should pay disability benefits. Often it doesn't, and deserving people are denied. I'm attorney Don Becker. Don't give up. In Wisconsin, we've turned thousands of disability denials into approvals. Disability law is all we do.
Call the Becker Law Office, 1-800-254-7766.
Surgenian's 90-year history means you pay $90 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad, your furniture moved, and your old carpet recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-976-4499.
The coronavirus has forced the government to take extensive actions, making this the most opportunistic time for you to finally restructure or even resolve your tax debt with the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, have unfiled tax returns, and are experiencing hardships because of the impact of COVID-19, you could qualify for more aggressive resolution plans with the IRS. National Tax Experts has specialists ready to help you determine your eligibility for these programs. Act now before it's too late.
Call 1-800-392-6331.
Our seniors that are being hit the hardest, they're frightened. And I want them to know that their health and safety will be my responsibility if I'm your president. And I'll have from day one, ready to go, the best medical experts and scientists to advise on our response. And I will not abandon you. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
When it comes to potluck dinners and get-togethers, a must-have favorite this time of year is a good basic macaroni salad. And when I say basic, don't think for a minute that that means boring or lacking flavor, because the version we're making today is anything but. We start by cooking some elbow macaroni according to the package directions. While that drains, we mix together some mayo and sour cream with garlic powder and a bit of salt and pepper. Now we add our pasta to the bowl along with some chopped hard-boiled eggs, a good amount of chopped celery, which gives us a nice crunch, and some chopped red onion. We give this a toss and pop it in the fridge so all the flavors have a chance to come together. The nice thing about this recipe is that you can change it up. Maybe add some colorful peppers, sliced radishes, or even cook shrimp or chicken. No matter what you add, let me assure you that this is going to be one of the most requested side dishes all summer long. So before your next potluck or family dinner, make sure you check out our recipe for what we call basic macaroni salad. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found beyond the basic way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Good? Beyond basic?
Thank you, Howard. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, it's been a warm and pleasant week across the area. Meteorologist Aaron White has what's in store for the weekend ahead in your first warn forecast.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our community.
As you look forward to the future, Beaver Dam Assisted Living will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Together, we're moving forward to help you live life with confidence. Call today to schedule your tour.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. At McGann's, our #1 priority is treating our customers right. We want your shopping experience to be fun and informative so you have all the information you need to make smart choices. We're shoppers too, and we believe in treating our guests like family. We always have and always will. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be so glad you did.
For years, iMart Express has provided you with quality eyewear and same-day service. With sights set on the path ahead, we continue to rally together to keep your future in focus. Get 2 pairs of single vision glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. To learn more, visit iMartExpress.com.
We will never let socialism destroy American healthcare.
Really? President Trump's new executive order is every socialist dream come true. Trump will make it possible to change policies according to European countries that he deemed socialist, stifling the fight against COVID-19, increasing wait times, and rationing care for our seniors. Democrats won't need to socialize medicine because Trump is doing it for them. Paid for by Americans for limited government.
Saturdays just aren't the same without the market on the square, but this morning we're hearing tips and tricks from one of Dane County's biggest draws, Stella's. When to go, what to buy, we're breaking it all down Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Road closures, slick conditions, poor visibility. Don't let traffic delays mess with your commute. Watch News 3 now for an accurate first warn traffic report so you know what to expect before you head out the door. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, Wall Street wraps up a record week, and mask-on mode gets a luxury look. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
Stocks traded sideways Friday as investors regrouped to close out the week. The Nasdaq has been the belle of the ball, notching multiple records this week. The CEO of Goodyear is sounding off about what work attire is appropriate after President Trump tweeted to boycott the company. Goodyear says employees can wear attire supporting law enforcement, but asked workers not to wear any political paraphernalia expressing support for any particular candidate or party while on the job. Mr. Trump says the company had announced a ban on MAGA hats. Airbnb is pulling the plug on unauthorized parties. The vacation home rental company unveiled a new policy banning parties at listings globally. It also caps property occupancy at 16. The move follows stricter limits put in place last year on so-called party houses. Guests or hosts that violate the new restrictions could face an Airbnb ban and possible legal action. Burberry is set to become the first high-end fashion house to unveil a face mask collection. The luxury British brand says the masks are enhanced with antimicrobial technology. The cost, about $120 each. The masks come in beige and blue and display the label's signature plaid. Burberry says 20% of the profits will go towards food banks and healthcare charities. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to CBSMoneyWatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Diane King Hall.
Thank you, Diane. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 83 points. The Nasdaq up 35. The S&P 500 up about 3.5. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. How was the potato harvest?
It was a little dusty, but how cool. I love my job. Man, they were harvesting 40,000 spuds an acre yesterday when we were out at Awesome Produce in Arena. It was great. I mean, I'm a farm kid. I've grown up in this, but I've never gotten up close to the actual machinery that harvests those potatoes. We've got really cool videos and pictures up on Fabulous Farm Babe on my Facebook page if you want to take a look. I had a few on early this morning, too, on the early show. Like I said, thank you very much to Bo and the whole staff out in Arena for hosting us yesterday. Learned something new every day. Like I said, the storage, the way that they have to think about how the potato breathes. And here's a couple tips from Bo when it comes to storing your potatoes. He said, don't put your potatoes in the refrigerator and minimize the amount of times that you wash potatoes, just because they are a living, breathing thing. And as soon as you start washing them, you are starting to basically disintegrate the life of that potato. So a lot of different things that I learned out there yesterday. Thank you again. So today, about 1:30, well, exactly 1:30 Central Time, the Pro Farmer Crop Tour is going to release their final results on the visits that they've made from Nebraska, South Dakota, Iowa, southern Minnesota, Illinois, and into Indiana. And everybody's watching Iowa. One of the agronomists yesterday said that it was the weirdest thing. He said you drive to a field, one side of the road, soybeans would look fine. The other side of the road, the corn would actually be stripped and laid bare. He said it was just the strangest storm phenomena, but it did do a tremendous amount of damage that they say is going to take months to clean up. So we'll get those numbers hopefully later today. As far as dairy is concerned, barrel cheese today up 0.75 cents at 1.33. 40-pound block cheese down a penny at 1.65. Double A butter up a penny and a quarter at 1.51.5. And again, 20 trades. There's a lot of interest in that butter. And Mark, as we've talked about before, I got just a sneaky suspicion that retailers are trying to get their warehouses full for holiday baking, because if the COVID kicks in again and people are at home, you're going to start baking for the holidays, getting ready for the holidays, something you can do as a family.
All right, stock up, I guess.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, thank you, Pam. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Speaking of the weekend, here's Aaron with the forecast.
Well, I got to say, we have a really nice forecast coming our way as we go through today into the weekend, as we see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures are going to be rather warm, though, right into the middle to possibly upper 80s as we get towards tomorrow. It's a beautiful afternoon, though, over Madison right now as we look at Lake Mendota. A few boats out there, people enjoying the lake, enjoying the nice afternoon with all the sunshine, already up to 79 degrees. The wind is pretty calm. It's going to stay that way through part of the afternoon. I think overall the wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour for the day today. Temperatures will warm up into the middle 80s, looking at a high today of around 85. But as we go into the weekend, though, that's when we start to see that humidity increasing through the weekend into next week. Also looking at the chance for some storms coming in late Saturday into early Sunday morning. Could at least bring some decent rainfall amounts to parts of the area. I think it's going to be very scattered, so not a great chance of seeing widespread rainfall, which we really do need. It's been fairly dry for the last couple of weeks, and unfortunately the dry weather is going to continue into next week as we see the return of some downright hot conditions by the middle part of the week. And while it's going to be quiet here, it's pretty active down in the tropics right now. We have Tropical Storm Laura that just formed earlier this morning, and Tropical Depression 14 likely to be named Marco later on today. These are both taking aim on the Gulf of Mexico and likely going to see impacts into the Gulf Coast states as we go into the early portion of next week. Now, these actually are going to have an impact on our forecast going into next week. What's going on with the whole upper air pattern, I gotta say, is those tropical disturbances that are going to be moving into the Gulf of Mexico basically going to slow things down. We have an area of high pressure, an upper level ridge that's built in across the west, brought some very hot temperatures across California, Nevada, well over 100 degrees. Now, it's not going to be quite that hot here, but it's going to slow the pattern down and bring that ridge into Wisconsin going into the middle portion of next week. So we're going to see that hot weather return with highs back to near 90 as we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday. For today, though, not going to be quite that hot. Still rather warm with highs in the lower to middle 80s across southern Wisconsin. I think we will see a high of around 85 degrees. And then tonight we will cool back down into the lower 60s. So here's our forecast, 85 that high, southwest wind about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then as we look at our extended forecast, we are going to see mid to upper 80s right on through the weekend. There is that chance of storms mainly Saturday night into early Sunday. But after that, we dry out and we heat back up. 90 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I think after that, though, we may start to see a little bit cooler weather by the following weekend. But otherwise, just I gotta say, downright hot for a couple of days there.
Hopefully we'll get some rain.
Yeah, we definitely need, I think, a good chance Saturday night, but better chance probably after we get rid of that heat.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Aaron. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, teachers are known for helping students, but we'll share a story of how a Missouri teacher is helping a student's mother. That's ahead at noon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Great decision on your new windows. Buy one, get one won't last long.
Have you always been so passionate about windows?
Felco's buy one, get one free windows is totally rad. Felco's energy-efficient windows are a must in every home. So hurry, call now.
You could say that.
Buy one window, get one free, and get no interest for 1 year.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
For 45 years, Affordable Dentures and Implants has created affordable access to dental care.
And we're proud to have helped millions of people improve their smiles.
Our number one priority is always being the health and the well-being of our patients and staff.
So, we're taking extra precautions to welcome you to a safe and clean environment.
Because we want you to go
ahead and smile.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. We can't wait to see you.
To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. I'm releasing a plan to save lives in the months ahead. We need increased federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. We absolutely need a clear message from the very top of our federal government that everyone needs to wear a mask in public. Every single frontline worker should have the personal protective equipment that they need to be safe. We need to support schools and child care programs so parents, if and when they can return to work, are confident that their children will be safe and cared for. And finally, we need to protect the populations most at risk, our seniors, vulnerable populations with pre-existing conditions. We need real plans, real guidelines with uniform nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
A lesson in kindness in Missouri. A teacher is donating a kidney to the mother of one of her students. Niza McDonald has the story.
I love my students.
Misty Bird teaches art at Wilder Elementary.
I have them from kindergarten on.
Allowing Bird to form unique bonds.
I get to watch them come in and be really little and grow.
Like she has with the Cronies.
I've had Fisher, who's amazing, since kindergarten.
Which made making the decision to help Fisher's mom, who was in need of a kidney, a no-brainer.
I don't think I even mentioned it to my family until I found out I was a match.
Bird's first phone call was to the Cronies.
My son lit off fireworks in the yard when we found out that Misty was a match. All right, this is going to happen, and I'm not going to have to wait years for it to happen.
Crony says she was already in stage 5 renal failure.
I didn't know that it, meant that I would be starting dialysis so soon. I was scared that I wouldn't be here for my kids or that doing dialysis and quitting my job, that, I wasn't going to be able to participate.
She says she can never thank Bird enough.
I was so thankful that she would even go and do the testing, let alone that she was a match and willing to go forward and give to me.
The biggest reason I'm doing this and talking about it is I want my students to know that, there's kindness out there. There's ways to be good. You don't have to donate an organ. You don't have to go that big, but you can show kindness by helping a friend who feels lonely, or being more patient and practicing tolerance when they're different.
Both Bird and Crony are encouraging people to explore becoming a donor, noting there are hundreds of thousands of people on the list who never get the call. Here's Aaron, one final check of your forecast.
Well, Mark, I got to say we got a hot forecast coming our way as we go into next week. Today, though, not bad. We have a lot of sunshine out there. Today's high around 85, southwest wind about 5 to 15 miles per hour. But like I mentioned, that heat is going to be in the forecast going into next week. Once we get through the weekend, we are going to see the rain chances returning for Saturday night into early Sunday. Could at least bring some decent rainfall amounts to parts of the area. Not widespread rain likely we really do need, but the heat's going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday, high of around 90 degrees. And I think we will see some more rain chances as we go towards the end of the week into next weekend.
Keep the air conditioner running. All right, Aaron, thank you. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.